can catch us once again, as always, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, WTBUradio.org, 626. I forget the rest of the numbers, but we can always check us out on Tiao 2000 on WeChat today. Not tomorrow,
necessary.
not yesterday. We have a very, very special guest. Someone who you may actually recognize, which is not common. Actually, it's never been done before. We are welcoming back our esteemed, so recognizable guest, Christopher Chang. Welcome back, Chris.
Welcome!
Thanks. Why do you speak like that?
I don't know.
Can you take that off? Your hair,
I don't know
your
what to take
headband?
off. Anyways,
Okay.
all I'm hearing is hate, no matter what. You got money.
I get bullied so often.
We can talk about that later. So today, we have a very fun topic that revolves around bullying you.
Me?
Yes. But
What?
would you kindly give our listeners possibly an update? So the last time you came on was, I think, season 2? I don't
I
actually
thought this
remember.
was season 2.
This is season 3.
It's season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was on in the spring?
that's season
2.
Oh, I'm
Season
season
2.
2. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And we talked about you being an American-born Chinese guy, and the differences between Chinese international students and, us.
Yeah, and that was the first time
Us.
I met Chris.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Really?
Yeah, 2 minutes before we started recording.
Okay, you're making it sound like I didn't do a good job. That was on you too. That's not on me.
You also bashed white people of my hometown.
But we could do that again any day of the week. Are you still a BU student?
No, I have graduated. I have gotten a job.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh, jobs. Aviation. All scary stuff.
I live in Cambridge now,
Oh.
so not too far from BU.
For some of the listeners who maybe are never experienced Boston.
Boston.
Boston?
How
Why
far
do you
is-
say it like
I
that?
feel like that's more.
That's how I normally say it.
I feel like that's a
Boston.
New York way to say it. Boston.
That's how I have no accent.
Because it's supposed to
by
be
the way.
isn't it supposed to be like Boston?
Oh.
Carry on.
Anyways, for the people who haven't lived in Boston, how far away is Cambridge from BU?
You cross the BU bridge, and then you're in Cambridge.
Oh, so it's like 5 feet away.
Well, it's a long bridge.
Never mind, it's still 6 feet away.
It's like a 30-minute bike ride, 20-minute bike ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as one of my besties, I was very grateful that you were able to move so close.
Yeah, it's just for you.
Just for me.
Aw.
Yes, I know. But before we go into the topic, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my voice sounds different than it normally does.
Sexier?
I don't notice.
And I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can. It's just a little different, and that's because I am recovering from COVID-19.
No, you're not.
Okay, I'm not. But I wish I was. I've been sick.
No.
I got very sick.
That would have been sick. Okay.
No.
No.
What?
No.
Oh my
We can
god.
explain that to our non-visual
We went
listeners.
both for a dap, and we both pulled out and said no at the same time.
It's those two, not
Chris
me.
and Tiff.
No, what?
Harry and I.
Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what did you want to say?
I got very sick. Barely survived, but because I am what we call built different.
I think it's
I
just
lived.
because
Brave soul.
Thank you.
American hero.
you strained yourself out
Yeah.
from schoolwork and socializing.
No, you're right.
Did you know that every moment he's not doing schoolwork, he's
He's
texting?
socializing.
No. He's texting everyone to play Valorant with him.
That's actually not true.
Today, it happened at 1 o'clock.
That's because it's a Friday and I finished my classes. What else am I
What?
supposed to do? I had class at 9 and I had class at 12 and then I was done.
This
oh,
group
class
chat,
at 9, 10, 15,
This
12.
group chat that he texts has me, who works a 9 to 5, and 3 California people. It was what? Like 10 o'clock over there?
Yeah.
And they're also in school?
I don't care. I don't care. Listen.
But I'm sure you say yes.
No, I've stopped.
Oh,
What?
you
We
have.
literally played yesterday. Wait, no. Wait a minute. You played with Alan.
After I was done with my work.
Okay.
This episode's about to be good. I'm gonna have to give it a little. we
Time
call exposing.
to bully someone.
Yes.
If
Well, I
you
was
get
gonna
fired,
actually
I'm
ask.
gonna cry.
Oh. Hi. This guy
Tell
right
them-
here is
Tell them who I work for.
Christopher Chang, employee number 76. Best employee I've ever seen in my life. That being said, he's the only employee I've seen from. So Tiffany, how was your week?
Oh, I had a really relaxing week because all of my assignments are due on a 2-weekly basis. Bi-weekly
Usually,
basis.
Oh, so last week was the...
Yeah, the busy week. So I just rest for a week and don't do work and stack everything together.
This
for
is something
next
that
week.
you two share in common. No, resting. It's not procrastinating. You're
Look,
doing something productive.
when you get older, you need to just recharge.
Oh my god, I'm the youngest here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harmony, Harabuchi, thank you, I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
So today, do you want to talk about the topic?
So I came up with this idea of talking to you about life after college in general, but what's different, mindset-wise.
And stress on the word mindset. We're going to come back to that quite often during this podcast at the most random times possible, so be ready.
That sounds so sus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a code word for something I don't know. And the fact that you guys both looked at each other is not great.
You can start.
Well, for one, can you go through the process of actually just your senior year, like your second semester? For you, it was a bit of a roller coaster because there were a lot of things happening at once, in terms of your roommates, your college life, your whatever, plus job searching, don't know where to live, all these certain uncertainties that were kind of piled up. Can you kind of break those down for us and for the listeners at home?
I mean, it wasn't really a roller coaster.
It was a crazy roller coaster. Holy shit.
I was a part-time student because I only needed 8 more credits to graduate. And then I also did an internship with Red Hat at the same time. So I was doing about 25 hours a week with that. The classes I were taking were pretty easy. It was like data science for non-computer science people. So it's like for math majors. So I already knew how to code.
Yeah.
So it was just the data science was not that bad. And then the other class was...
He can't remember.
No, I can't.
Yeah. Well, it was memorable. Memorable.
I feel like you had a good semester though.
I think it was artificial intelligence, fairness in AI, but it was no coding. It was just reading articles about like how it's biased with like the data you feed it, and it's just like commenting on it. So I'd be like, yeah,
It's biased.
this makes sense. There should be more like social sciences involved. And
Oh,
it was like the same kind of article every week and kind of the same kind of response every week. But like it was interesting, but it was very repetitive homework. So
Clearly,
yeah, that was
it was
easy.
interesting. It left an impression.
Look, man, I haven't thought about school in quite some time.
It's just been several months.
Tiffany, don't bully
My brain was
me.
off for as soon as I like signed. So my brain, it was like a good period of time where I just stopped thinking.
Okay.
But anyway,
Has it started again, or?
I have
asking
to.
for a friend?
I have to work.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't want to get fired. But anyway, yeah, so it's just the job search. I started searching like mid to early fall of senior year, passively, because I'm lazy.
Resting.
No. I was applying and I was interviewing and I was doing the coding challenges and stuff like that.
I remember.
Nothing was sticking. By second semester, I was starting to get past the first round, closer to like the end. I got to a couple final rounds, but nothing stuck. And towards the end, I'm like, all right, let's just focus on, finals, graduating, just like appreciating like the time I have left with the friends who are leaving and blah, blah, blah. And so I took a break for applying, graduated. There was no, parents couldn't come, friends couldn't watch, and I didn't get to walk. So I just sat there.
No one was gonna come anyways.
Thanks, friend. Bro, for
How long was
graduation.
graduation?
I don't remember. It was like 2 hours.
Okay.
But it was weird because we couldn't walk, we just had people speaking to us the whole time. And they had like Anna Presley, which is really cool, speak.
Elvis Presley's sister.
Okay, nice.
Thank you.
Congresswoman. But everyone who spoke was it was great. But it rained on us and it was also really hot. So it was just like a weird time and you just wanted to go home.
Oh, I thought it was virtual.
No, we sat there in the field while it was really hot, and then it rained for a little bit, and then it got hot again. While we're in our gowns and like our like suits and ties and stuff.
Destroyed, by the way. Yeah, destroyed.
It was yeah. But anyway, so yeah, graduated, and then I feel like I'm rambling. And then
No, keep going.
I applied. I started doing like 10 applications a day in the summer, and I was interviewing pretty often.
God, I remember that.
Yeah, I was actually grinding. I was pretty proud of myself. And then so it got to a point where I got an offer with a company in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go to Virginia. It's really far.
It's not that far.
Wasn't Cindy going to?
It's like Kansas City or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was an internship. This would be for like, the next few years.
You can quit.
Yeah, but then I'm stuck in Virginia and I quit with no
She
job.
has such an alpha mentality. It's like admirable. I wish I could be more like you, Dick. Just quit.
Go on.
But yeah, so then so there's a few weeks where I thought I was going to Virginia, but they dragged their feet with sending me the offer letter. So I'm like, well, I might as well keep interviewing. And I was like on vacation in New York City with some friends, and I did a couple interviews because I'm like, well, I've already scheduled I have to schedule them now because I don't have much time, assuming they're going to send me the offer at some point.
Assuming you're gonna get the offer.
Yeah, and I told them that. I'm like, hey, can we expedite the interview process? Like, I have deadlines and stuff. So a lot of companies worked with me. That was great.
That's kind of smart. I
Yeah.
might just do that and just straight up.
They'll respect that. No, they're really good with that.
I mean, what?
I didn't hear what you said. But anyway, so yeah, I got a better offer, and it was in Cambridge, which is closer to home and not in Virginia. Nothing wrong with Virginia.
Oh, he hates Virginia.
I don't hate Virginia.
Literally yesterday he was
Do
talking
you
about
mean
how much he
closer to
hates it.
home, meaning closer to
Like-
us?
No,
No,
my
I think you
family.
meant Sarah.
What the?
Oh, you meant New York. Oh, I'm so sorry. I misinterpreted this situation.
But that was a good overview
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is exactly
of
what I
your
do.
summer.
Yeah.
And you're so lucky, because I applied for this co-op at Boston Globe, and I got the interview, and then the school academic advisor emailed me saying, "Oh, you're an international student. You can't move forward. You're
Really?
this is your end."
That's really unfortunate. So I have a question.
You just brush off it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In early July,
I'm sorry.
could you recall the time that you ate garlic peanuts with Kenny in Flushing? And maybe talk about how it was possibly one of your worst stomach aches of all time.
It wasn't. I have stomach aches all the time.
Well, maybe it ranked pretty high up there. And maybe talk about your mindset behind that.
No, that was just.
Just explain the situation for us.
No, there was one way worse in Dexter where I emailed SHS and I'm like, I need help, and then they
What are they supposed to bring? A plunger? They're like,
no, it was like, bro, it was like 2 a.m. I was like hyperventilating because it hurt so much, right?
Ew.
And I was like, do I go to urgent care or do I just like curl into a ball at night and just like deal with it? And
So why'd you get stomach aches all the
I have
time?
no idea. Like if I get like mala or just like
cheese.
Hoko or yeah, I'm lactose intolerant too. Like literally, so many things set off my stomach. It's so bad, and it's so sad because I didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was food related until like 2 years ago.
How is that possible?
Bro, I just thought people had stomach aches all the time, and people just like. Anyway,
He didn't really think it was from food? You thought it was God?
it's crazy too because like
Struggling.
ice cream is like a big thing in my hometown. Like there's so many great ice cream places because so many cows, right? Farms. I just like would eat ice cream and have like awful stomach aches for the rest of the day, like immediately, and I just didn't process that I was lactose intolerant.
So what about the garlic peanuts?
Oh, I mean, I was just like my stomach hurt, and that's it.
Why garlic peanuts?
I don't know. Kenny introduced them to me in Flushing when we were all like chilling in New York City, and I ate like almost a whole bag with him, and my
You don't know
stomach
who
hurt.
Kenny is.
I do, but if you eat a bag of peanuts, you're not gonna feel well.
I have issues with like portion control.
I also
Like-
have an issue with the way you... Can you just enunciate the word peanuts really clearly next time?
Peanuts.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with it? What you
No,
said?
it's just when you slur it, it can sound... It can be a little weird.
It's just
That's
you.
you.
No. It's for our audio listeners at home. I don't like how both of you just said that at the same time as well. Now I'm confused. Anyways, go on about your garlic peanuts.
No, that was it. It's just I ate a lot,
Oh.
and
Okay. Are you gonna eat a lot of walnuts next time?
I'm allergic to walnuts.
Oh,
can you not
that's
say
I have
that?
so many issues, dude. But it's like I'm allergic to like nuts and like some fruit, right? But it just gets me itchy, and I have eczema already, so I'm already itchy. So like, what's the point? So I just eat them anyway.
That's another alpha mentality that I wish I could adopt.
Yeah, just eat the coconuts. You'll die, but like you're gonna die anyway. So what's the point?
You're not
So-
wrong. Oh, you're not wrong!
It's 3
Pina
months.
coladas. Sorry.
It's 3 months after.
3 months after what? The peanuts?
After the peanuts.
What is that? Is that like September?
No, it's
July?
October.
Well, July,
August.
August. Wait.
October. It's
Okay.
October. It's now.
Okay, so 3 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like you overslept for work. What happened?
Bro, what are you doing? What are these topics? Look, okay, so because of Henry,
What the
I was
hell?
up late on like I think it was okay, so Wednesday I went to bed at like 3 a.m. I was watching a lot of basketball games
How
I
did my
was-
name get in there?
because I was also playing Valorant. I was doing a
Oh.
lot of things at once up till like 3 in the morning, right? And the next day was Thursday. And by the way, I took Friday off. I had Friday off, and this is Thursday.
You have Fridays off every
No,
No,
I
no.
took it off to go to Sarah's research symposium at BU, and met her mom. But anyway, so Thursday I woke up, and I always have an alarm that'll wake me up. Like, you know, I have a couple alarms, right? And I woke up from the
Couple
first
hundred.
one, and I like turned on my laptop, you know, brushed my teeth, and then just laid down for a little bit. I'm like, the next alarm. The next alarm never came. I woke up.
Wait, you get up and then you go back down to wait for the
Yeah,
next alarm?
you're built different, man.
Yeah, I do this daily.
You should see her.
So
Alarm.
yeah, like I can't wake up. That's why I have so many alarms.
Well,
If you're already up.
I wake up to check emails in case there's something really urgent that I should do before, like I should really work. Like, so I have a stand-up, like a daily meeting at like 9:30.
Comedian?
Huh?
You're a stand-up oh, okay. Sorry.
So I have a meeting at 9:30 a.m., but I get some work done a little before that meeting, and I wake up earlier than that in case there's something like pressing. So I try to be a good person, you know.
Aw,
A
he's
good
good
worker.
person. Tries.
But this time didn't happen. My alarm didn't wake me up, and then next time I woke up, it was noon. And so I missed the daily stand-up. So I missed someone
The
messaging
daily
me.
stand-up.
Yeah, that's what they call the meeting.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be so fast that you can do it while standing up.
Oh.
Yeah. I missed someone messaging me asking me if I needed help with something that I did need help on. That was bad.
You missed your office hour.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. And then I missed like a playback for like the team, like just kind of running back what we've done the past few weeks.
These words sound funny.
These are
Playback.
tech words. I think.
stand up.
Yeah.
My bad.
Sorry.
And then I had a meeting with my manager at 1, and before my meeting I'm like, hey, I woke up late. Can I take like a half day off? Like, should I use my sick time to make up for it? And he was really nice. He's like, no, I'm sure you'll work overtime anyway and make up for it. Because like that's kind of what you do.
I'm sure you worked.
No, like
Overtime.
usually you're supposed to like keep going if you want to get like certain things done past like 9 to 5 is like a guideline.
Has that happened? Where you've gone past 5?
Yeah, I did it yesterday. That's like I worked till like 6 or 7 yesterday.
I actually don't remember at all. But I believe
Good
you.
for
Thanks for
you.
calling me out randomly without any
I
basis.
feel like like taking half days off should be a thing for all workers.
No.
That's what my mom does 3 days a week.
No, that's what you do
Oh.
7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You just take the whole day off.
No, I don't.
Every other week, because it's bi-weekly.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You should be like, you should hear her. She's like, lastly, oh my god, I have so much work. But I had 2 weeks to do it. I waited to the last 5 hours to start. And like, I
That's
don't
not
have
like
time.
that's not like a rare thing among college students though.
Yeah, but then I'm just like,
I just can't bring myself to do it.
I did that for like most of college.
but are you happy about it?
I would like do things to distract myself. I'd go into the city and do things, and like it'd be in the back of my mind, which isn't great because I'm not forgetting about it.
Yeah, I would
But it,
tell
like-
myself next week I start earlier, but I never do.
And not to call out my old roommate, but Joe was way worse. So I'm like, I'll never be Joe. So like,
Oh.
I'll at least do it.
She's my Joe. I'm like, I'll never be like Tiffany. Oh,
You will never be like me.
yeah, thank God. Thank God. Woo. So,
Love you, Joe.
speaking about basketball, because you talked about how you stayed up watching basketball late at night.
Okay.
You and I are participating in a fantasy league,
Yes.
right? So we have around, I think it's 10
people.
10 guys. I know like
They're
half
all
of
my
them.
friends in different circles, because not enough people like that I know in a one friend group like care about basketball. So
Yeah.
I've like really reached around because I'm trying to take everyone's money.
That's a surprise.
Yes, he took-
Not everybody cares about basketball.
Yeah, I feel like my
Watch
friends in
yourself.
college didn't really care about sports too much.
Yeah, that's okay, because we now have 10 guys,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll say the participation isn't like that high. It's not
Right.
like that serious. But we all put. I actually haven't put $10 yet. I forgot.
Yeah, you still owe me money.
Yeah. But I have like theoretically we're all supposed to put in $10, and then there's prizes. But this is actually not. The next topic has nothing to do with the fantasy league,
Okay.
but it has everything to do with the fantasy league.
Okay.
Someone actually called me yesterday. Someone.
How does my sister have anything to
No.
do?
Trust me, you don't know them.
Oh, okay.
And they told me something that I actually wanted to say to you.
Okay.
It's a quotation. It is not my fault that I do not know basketball or your fantasy players. I just no context. What do you think about that quotation right there?
It is not my fault I know anything about basketball or my fantasy. Were you just complaining about like your players not doing well?
No. This is not me.
Okay.
This is someone actually close to you that you do know is lying. Someone close to you wanted me to tell you that it's not their fault that they do not know basketball or your fantasy players. And they just wanted your thoughts on this comment.
Is this Sarah?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't bother me that she doesn't know. I never ask her about it. But like once in a while I'll be watching and she'll be like, "Is that the player you bet on?" And I'm like, "I didn't bet on any player." But I did have that person on my team.
Oh.
And like I've explained it to her and like if she doesn't understand it doesn't matter. Like
From what I can assume, she didn't understand it. I think you have to do it one more time.
it's okay.
No.
It's not- I don't think she
Tonight,
cares.
explain it again until she does get it. So yeah,
I'm confused.
Yeah, it's okay.
it's okay. So now let's actually go back into the original topic.
What this is all over the place.
Yeah. So there's a couple things we want to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
like your ideal life, your ideal career after college, those sort of things, right?
Okay.
The 9 to 5, life. What do you actually want to do versus what do you have to do? With expectations set on you. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
I think that's like a big change from college to full time. Is your whole life like you had these goals? Like people told you like, oh, do really well in school, and you'll get into good classes in high school, and then you'll get into a really good college, and then hopefully, and then you like get a job, and then once you get a job, it's like no one's telling you what your goal is anymore. And I guess there's like career counseling and like your managers can help you along the way.
Yeah.
But it's very hands off if you don't look for it. So that was a big thing. I felt like in the first few months of working is like this is just my everyday forever now. Just 9 to 5.
Isn't that kind of scary?
It was very intimidating at first. Like
Hey.
I was psyched out.
You
Like
can quit.
Look, man.
You're quitting. She has a slogan, by the way. It's in her room, I swear. When life gets hard, just quit. It's right above her bed.
It's a smart move. Start over.
Yeah. When it takes any effort, dip.
there needs to be like an addendum like at the end, like unless you have to pay rent.
Or unless your name's Baekhyun. Like something like that. I don't know.
No, I'm saying you can choose another job and then another job.
But those are still gonna be like the rest of your. I don't know. It's just the concept is like, it's like, this is it, and then you just do better at your job
Yeah.
and you get
Promoted.
But like, it just feels very different, right?
Like, for one, I think the next goal in life, like just
Retirement?
What?
No. It's like marriage.
Collect that 401k.
Marriage, settling down. That's kind of like
Marriage.
that's like the chronological order that someone like, you go to college, you get a job, you make enough money to provide for yourself and
Sounds
for a
like
family.
grandma, like, oh, when are you getting married?
But isn't that
When?
terrifying?
I don't know. Like, I'm 22. I don't think marriage is my next goal.
And I mean, we've talked about this. Like,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure the last time we talked about this, you said like maybe 28.
You're only 22?
I turned 23 in March.
Wow.
Well, now they know like my birth, like general birthday.
What's your social security?
Oh yeah, just like one.
Oh, one, two.
Just one.
Oh,
I am number one.
Okay, and I will be on. Yeah, like I remember we talked about this, and you said like not even within the next like 8 years, 6 years, you maybe consider it like in the like 28 to 38 year range, but like that means you do for 7 years. The goal is just to make money.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like the concept of money is like I have to now like of course like you don't want to spend all your money when you're in college or high school or whatever, and I was always saving then, but like now it's like budgeting way more intensely and just like trying to figure out how much I want to have, and then if I take PTO, how much I'm going to spend on my vacations and whatever.
Who's PTO?
Pay time off.
Okay.
Like my friend now works at Joe works at like a place where he needs to like schedule in a year in advance when he wants to take off. And he asked me like, hey, do you want to go on a cruise next year? And I'm like, my bank account is much smaller than I want to have to like think about going on a cruise. Also, planning on going on a cruise in the summer, dude, it's like October. I can't think that far in advance. So like that's like one thing, and it psyched me out. That's another one that psyched me out. It's like, oh, if I by the end of the year I'll only have this much money.
Yeah.
And it's like
we're talking about this.
It's not a bad amount of money, but it's like scary.
Yeah, because you were telling me about how like oh shit, and there's a number at the top that's your salary, but then the salary quickly trickles down into something much less.
There's so many expenses.
Exactly, and then you're like, damn, wait, that's like way less than I thought I was gonna have. And then like this small number is like savings or spending, right? And Chris has said he's been budgeting. But Chris is not the best budgeter, I'm going to be completely honest.
I don't think any one of us is going to be the greatest budgeter.
I completely agree. I'd say you're probably the best out of all of us.
No, I just write things down and look how much more I spent compared to I earned. So.
I do that.
I have Bank of America do that for me.
Yeah, I do on Bank of America.
Yeah.
But I do it like almost daily. It's like bad.
I don't.
I check it so often. But also it's bad because when we go to like restaurants, I like will put down my card almost every time. And then,
Same.
So then on Bank of America, it says I'm like way overspending, but I'm like, but it's all in Venmo.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I don't think I'm that bad.
No, you're not. Like I remember that final number I was just talking about. When you said it, like it's not bad, but it's in comparison to the original salary number, it's like way less than you thought you had.
I think it's interesting that like as students, we don't really own any money. And we don't feel the pressure of not having any money. But once you have money, you feel the pressure of not having much money.
Yeah, but it's also like a position of privilege because there are students who do have that pressure much earlier
Absolutely.
than what I'm feeling now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was making fun of me because I'm like, oh, Dad, I have to pay for this insurance for what? Like, what does this get me? Will this get me braces? Like, hypothetically, does this cover braces and like all that stuff?
Yeah.
Like, when I was a kid, he's like, no, we paid for it for you.
Yeah.
You little privileged child. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Dad.
Roasted you.
Yeah, it was a wake up call. It was appreciated.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna experience that too. I mean, even when you're in college, like my stuff's getting generally paid for. My apartment's getting paid for. Like I have an allowance for food. Like in general, it's not like I ever feel the pressure like, oh, I'm not gonna make rent. Which is a huge burden off my shoulders.
Yeah, that's.
But in your case, right? You're financing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And those total up in your head, in your wallet. You know, you're like. Look
So
at things
what
differently.
do you spend on other than like amenities and like rent? Like what do you do when you are off
Food.
work?
Mostly just food. Nowadays, I just spend food because, like,
I feel
especially recently with the
Food
weather.
is really expensive.
Yeah,
It
food's
is,
expensive.
especially in Boston.
But within the last few days, I haven't left my house because it's been like really cold out.
It's been 6 days, man.
It's been like 5
5
or 6.
Yeah, it's been 6 days.
So I haven't spent much money, but also like I was trying to save money anyway. So I'm like, if I don't, but yeah, food. Because that's where like a lot of the things I do now socially is just meeting up with people that I haven't seen in a while, like college people, and obviously food is like the easiest way. So
Yeah.
spending money on food.
I actually feel that way too. So like this year, everyone's back. The only way to meet them is to meet them in restaurants, and I spent so much more on food than last year.
Yeah, also I love food.
I actually don't feel that way right now. It's because I had no friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we can ignore him
congratulations.
then. It's
So
not his problem.
here's a quote from a stand-up comedy I watched yesterday. If you're not free,
Quit?
as a person, like you cannot go wherever you want. You're busy with work. You'll be free with money.
Yeah, money's pretty liberating. I'd say so.
Especially when you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Then you spend. Like for me, right, core is like pretty time consuming. So I don't get to see my friends as often as I like to. But it does mean I cut the expenses out, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I don't.
You
typically
do
cut it
online
out.
shopping.
Yeah.
Do you
or-
really?
No. No, I don't. But food, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a big foodie.
Yeah, I like food a lot. I like
Even though
going to
food hates you.
restaurants. No, yeah, food hurts my stomach.
You're a big foodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like
You're
food.
just big.
I like going to like restaurants that are like unique and trendy and good food. I'm also getting lazier with cooking because I'll be like tired from work
Me too.
and I don't want to cook.
Oh, wait, I heard something else. Never mind. You said cooking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard something else.
What did you hear?
It's okay.
No, I think our listeners at home deserve an explanation.
What is this podcast rated?
Never mind. What the hell? Oh my god.
I was like, how did you say that?
So,
But anyways.
the first time I hung out with Tiffany again, and actually, not the first time. Let's think the second or third time I hung out with her this semester. We're sitting at Crispy Crepes Cafe on Commonwealth. She's sitting to my right. I remember this very vividly. We're having both like strawberry banana crepes with Nutella.
I remember
With
you
Nutella.
complained about it on Discord that day.
Yeah. Anyways, and I
You
remember like
complained about it?
I'm eating, and she's talking, and then she drops the F-bomb. But usually, like, I don't notice. Like, when if you were to swear, I wouldn't even blink. With her, I like my food dropped out of my mouth. I was like, what just happened?
What'd you do?
No, I literally asked her, did you just swear? She's like, yeah.
Why?
So what her rated R is probably like us rated G.
Oh, I'm not that bad. I'm definitely not as bad as you. You're bad.
Don't go there. I'm not bad
I
at all.
agree.
You say some bad things during video games.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I
He'll
literally am
he'll
so
comment
nice.
at people all the time.
I can imagine.
Yeah, like last night.
Oh god.
I was-
Anyway,
I was-
so today is such a beautiful day, as we can clearly tell by the weather.
It's pitch black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pitch
it's beautiful.
black, and
I
it's
love
like
this.
40
Boston
degrees
weather and
outside.
cloud back.
So, other than money, if you have enough money, what's your ideal life out of college?
Well, we move in a mansion, just the two of us. And
How, from 1 to 10, 1 being the most unsatisfactory, 10 being the most ideal, how would you rate your current life right now?
Wow, this is
Right now,
kind of like that's a question.
things are like they're pretty good right now. Like I'm not.
She asked for a
stressed.
number.
Oh, well, what's 10? Is 10 like?
Oh, it's 10.
No. What is 10? Like I don't need to do anything different for the rest of my life.
Yes,
Oh, that's.
like you're settled. You know?
Oh no.
You feel super content.
I like 7.
That's
Oh.
really good.
Yeah, no, things are good. Like work's work, and like I'm able to. I've been better at being like a little like being able to compartmentalize. Like when I'm done with work, like try to stop thinking about it. I'm not the best at it yet, but I'm still like better than what I was. I'm able to see like I've seen a lot of friends who I haven't seen in a while lately.
Why is that? Nobody has to work?
No, it's like I've just on the weekends and stuff. Like I.
She just tries to paint a story about you. You know.
Yeah, I see. She
And
got
I
an agenda.
appreciate that. Not one bit. Back off, Chris.
Yeah, I see Sarah pretty often, which is good. I've talked to friends who have left.
I'm sorry.
Wait, that's the friend you haven't seen for a long
Huh?
while?
No, he sees her.
That
all
was
the
a
time.
separate thing.
Oh.
This is a separate
No,
clause.
that's called a comma. You'll learn that in the next ESL class. So let's talk about Sarah. Let's talk
Okay.
about Sarah. Sarah's actually never been on a podcast. She was one of the guests that we were actually going to talk to eventually. Just as never happened.
Okay.
Last time you were on the podcast, you were single. Very single, actually.
Very single.
Super single.
Why?
Almost embarrassingly single.
What is the difference between not very single and embarrassingly single?
Well, so Sarah, we both know.
Well, you'd answer the question.
And I love to tell you our initial reactions to finding out that you were dating Sarah. Because I don't think I ever told you my initial reaction.
Okay.
How could you not?
Okay, not. I don't know, because I was very uncomfortable with it.
Okay.
I was like super weirded out because I only seen you guys as best, you know, they room together, like they're roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're good friends. And then I had to like switch my mindset. Oh, they're dating. And I talked to Kelly, who was also one of your roommates, and she had the exact same feeling. She was like, "This is so weird." But after like 2 weeks, I was so it was so normal. It almost had been like happening for like months now. I was like, "What the heck?"
That's
like,
good.
It's been 2 weeks. So I mean, it was shocking for a lot of us. But the funniest part is that we had Bowtie on last week, and the first time he met you, he thought you and Sarah were dating.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to tell him that he was right. Now,
Yeah.
Like, you know, in retrospect. And he was so proud of himself. He was like, I knew it. Yeah, I made those too. Like, I built them from the ground up.
Bet.
Yeah. Did you have a reaction you want to tell?
I think Harry told me that you were dating Sarah during the summer.
I think I did.
I think you WeChatted me.
Like, is it
did?
true?
I think so. I think that's what she did. But it was like, no, it was like pretty subdued. It's like, really? Ah, cool.
Oh.
That was about
yeah,
it, right?
I think, I wasn't really shocked because things happen.
Not for you.
Dude, that's so rude.
You never know.
Sorry.
I know this is like an episode where you're like picking things to bully me about, but it feels like you're bullying her more.
Mm-hmm. I got you, my brother. All right, so we're gonna actually move on from Sarah, the 9 to 5.
Okay.
So during the summer, I got to work 8 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, I actually enjoyed it for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because like it's really efficient when you're at home, and like you don't move, and you just work, and then you're done. You know, when you're done.
So will you enjoy that kind of working schedule for the rest of your life?
I don't think so. But that's one thing. Like, I'm scared of going in person because it sounds like so much work, especially in some sort of large business where if they require things like dress codes. I don't think I'm gonna make it through 1
You're
week.
not gonna wear that headband for sure.
This thing's
With
actually
the bow tie.
constraining my head. I'm losing like blood and oxygen, like vital stuff.
You're not supposed to wear that for that long.
It's okay. I can.
Okay.
For you, when you were told like, hey, you're gonna work 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
were you like, oh, you know, I'm completely fine with it? And also, a big thing is eventually you're going to go in person again.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that? What are your
Yes.
thoughts on
Okay.
that?
But like, I feel like when someone tells you like, oh, now you're working 9 to 5, like you kind of expect it, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the standard thing for these kind of jobs, right?
So I've never lived the standard.
Oh well, good for you.
You know, like the first time I worked a 9 to 5 was my freshman year,
yeah.
and that was when COVID happened.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also I'm in COVID too. Like everything's different
Yeah.
too. I work at home, which not my favorite thing to do because everything's harder.
Like, in terms
Well,
of
not everything, but like a lot of
concentration?
things are. First, like onboarding. When you first get to a company, there's like all these things you have to do, like
yeah.
set up your laptop and all these things that are much easier if someone can just hover over your shoulder and be like, all right, click that button. Now type this credential and do that. But like you're kind of alone, and they'll reach out to you like, how's everything going? Because they have a checklist now because of COVID. But like you have to plan to meet up with them in their schedule to help you just be able to have credentials to sign in. So stuff like that was really hard. And I had another kid who was getting onboarded around the same time as me, so that was really helpful. But if I was alone, it would have been much harder. So just like getting the early knowledge in the beginning is really hard from work from home, which I'm sure a lot of people have felt with internships and stuff like that. I want to go in person because of that aspect of being able to just reach out to someone. And also, I don't know much about my coworkers because of that. I've only met them a couple times in person. They take us out to lunch every once in a while, which is really nice. And I think even they miss it because when we do that,
They're really excited.
we stay there for like 2-3 hours just talking and like because they haven't seen their coworkers in a long time, right? And some of them have to commute like an hour into the city just for like lunch, so they just stay there.
So normally, without COVID, they'll have to spend an hour coming to work.
I think so, yeah.
That's
normal.
Yeah, that's kind of normal.
That is. Trust me, it's much more normal in California than it is in Boston. Like,
Actually, I don't think so. I don't think that's true because like the Great Dig was supposed to like alleviate that, like all those tunnels in Boston. It didn't, but like commuting into cities is not like a rare thing. Like New York City, everyone from Long Island commutes to the city.
so my boss from Salesforce, he used to live in this city called San Jose,
Okay.
and he worked in San Francisco. So it's a 3-hour commute to get there and 3 hours back.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's
so
a bad commute.
It's unfortunately very normal because the prices in San Francisco are so ridiculously high.
3 hours, that's crazy.
Yeah, like if you want to live in the Bay Area, you make a lot of money, but the rent is absurd, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, well, listen, I can try and commute in. It's very common.
Okay. That's
But
crazy.
even from where I live, if without any traffic, it's a 25-minute drive to San Francisco. I don't think I've ever, one time in my entire life, whether it be, I don't know, a Thursday at 1 p.m.
Made it in 25 minutes.
Ever. Not even close. It takes 40 minutes, the shortest,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I know my dad spends a lot of time driving.
Mhm.
You know, I'm sure your parents as well, or whatever. And it's like they're like, I hate it, or at least my dad's not the biggest fan. You know, because who likes traffic?
Yeah.
So is there's an advantage of the 9 to 5 schedule that you don't have to go to work?
I'd say without like on Zoom or on
Work-
online.
work from home kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of picked my apartment to be a 15-minute walk from work, so I would
Mm.
alleviate that.
Mm.
Like I'm like I'll spend more money and have less if I don't have to deal with
Trouble,
commuting.
Trouble.
time wasted.
Yeah, I really was not about the commuting thing. So I was really happy to find a place that was within my budget and I could walk.
Yeah.
But I have yet to do that.
I'm actually,
Soon.
actually
hopefully.
surprised that a lot of companies are still remote because all the colleges are like back in person, several other things.
Well, it's
Like
easier
the concerts and
to. The thing is that we go to private schools,
Hmm.
so they have a lot more power over whether or not their students come back or not. If you want to come back to Boston, you have to be vaccinated. That was the rule. If you're not vaccinated, you're not coming back to campus. Unfortunately, at public companies, even private companies, you're protected a lot more.
I feel like the state law like asks you to get vaccinated or something.
No, you can be unvaccinated.
Yeah.
Unvaccinated. You just some companies like will require it. And they'll put you on like unpaid leave or something. I'm not sure. But
So
like, there's.
let's take a perfect example that you and I know. She doesn't. The
Mhm.
NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA is a private company, right? It's not public, and in this case, they have a certain amount of leeway with that they can enforce on their players, but they can't fire them. So, for example, there's a very famous player named Kyrie Irving. He's very good, but he refuses to get vaccinated, and they basically told him he's not allowed to play. He will get a pay cut, but he can't get fired.
Hmm.
With us, if we don't get our vaccination,
You don't go to
they
school.
cannot. They can say you're not coming to school, right?
Yeah.
And in that case, like, then what do we do? You know. So there's obviously different situations in this case. I'm sure when you go back, there'll be some people who aren't vaccinated.
I think we require.
I hope.
I'm pretty sure we have
You know.
because I had to put my vaccination card in.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm getting the booster shot.
you are.
Yeah, and I'm mixing.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're gonna go back in person?
So they just allowed people to sign up to, like,
Go
they have
back?
to sign in.
Oh, for
for a
certain
time
days.
for a desk
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's allowed for the last month or two. It's been only like as needed personnel, but like who's really needed?
I know. Yeah.
So, but yeah, me and a couple new hires actually plan on going within the next few weeks because we're allowed to get an office space with like 6 people allowed in the room. So we're all just gonna be a little
Oh.
table, be real cute.
Are you
That'll
gonna
be fun.
decorate your desk with plants?
No, because I just have it reserved for that day. So then someone else is gonna take that desk the next
Yeah,
day.
but they'll also take the plants.
Yeah, they're gonna take my plants.
Worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sad.
It was weird. I checked out the office just to see like what it looked like. When on one of those lunches I passed by and I was able to get a time slot just to walk in, and it's weird. Like it looks like they just like left.
But
all
no
the-
one's there.
Yeah, I saw someone's jacket was still there.
Wow.
They have like all these monitors and notes on the whiteboards and stuff. It's weird.
Wow.
That's
It's really
crazy.
weird.
Like they're just like, oh, you know, it'll happen again. Like people will come in, but
That was like
it hasn't.
2 years ago, almost like a year and a half
Oh
ago.
my god.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, like how do you not miss that jacket?
Uh,
You got
He
new
grew out of it.
jackets?
you know what the COVID fluff?
I
they call
guess
it.
so.
Oh.
So, and speaking about COVID fluff, the next topic has actually nothing to do with COVID fluff. I'm just
You
gonna
need better transitions.
go. So speaking about what you actually do in life,
Mhm.
right? You work.
Mhm.
You have I'd say you actually have a pretty good balance in terms of work and not work. I know you said that you're working on compartmentalizing,
Mhm.
but I think you do a pretty good job of it, honestly. For one is I I talk to you quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're online quite often, so I get to virtually see you basically every day.
Mhm.
And
He
so
yells at me if I don't go on.
yes, I get mad at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shut off the alarm and go to bed.
No.
If I say I'm busy, he'll either yell at me or he won't answer back.
Oh, I'm like
You're so
a
passive
girl.
aggressive.
No, it's not passive. It's just straight aggressive. Yep. So, we kind of want to talk about like what we actually want to do. You know, growing up.
So, hearing what Henry said about you, like I'm not sure if like computer science or this job is like your dream job or your favorite. But like from what you said, you're really satisfied with what you're doing.
I
right
actually
now.
have 3 people that I've interviewed in terms of their perspectives on you.
What?
One of them was actually Max.
You did prep work for this?
Yes, one of them's Max, one of them's Cindy, and
The
one of them's your
only time
sister.
He does this.
You interviewed my sister.
Yes.
You interviewed Max. That's interesting because I've
So-
never met Max in person.
I'll tell you what actually Max said, right?
Okay.
I asked him, what do you think about Chris?
Okay.
He's like, love the guy. Never
Aw.
met him before, but
Aw.
love him. One thing, I was like, okay, so what do you think, how satisfied do you think he is with working? He's 9 to 5. And he was like, probably not that satisfied. I was like, why? And he's like, for one, is he takes naps. He plays Valorant with us.
I take naps during lunch.
During lunch.
I want to specify.
He takes naps during lunch. He plays Valorant with us. But at the same time, there is a big difference between something you're really passionate about and something that you do because you have to. For everybody, right? Like, let's say I'm never going to talk to you one-on-one during our free time. Oh my God. My finance homework was just a blast. I loved it because it's not a blast and I didn't love it, right? But I'm sure there's other things that I've talked to you about, like, that I'm actually passionate about. And he was like, Chris has a lot of passions, but he's not so sure if working at is his passion. Now I got another one. I got Cindy.
Never hears this. You make it sound so bad.
Huh?
If never hears you say like, working isn't his passion.
Trust me, they won't hear this. They already hear this.
No, that's not the
That's
answer.
not the issue. That's not the issue.
Trust me. What'd she say? She says that she just wants you to not get fired. That's
I don't after this podcast, the way you're speaking. I don't know.
That's
man.
about it. And then Katie wrote a really, really heartfelt message, actually. Christopher, let me start off by saying how I'm so very proud of you and all your accomplishments. Being able to see your tremendous growth and character development, I can't speak right now, throughout the years has made me look up to you. You're probably the biggest role model and greatest influence in my life. With that being said, from the very start, I also knew you were going to be the one trapped by a 9-to-5 job. My only wish would be that you start putting in some more effort. A nap during your lunch break. Okay, wait, what? And playing video games with Henry isn't going to get you anywhere, but hard work and dedication will. Love, your little sister. Isn't she older?
She's your year. Are you serious?
She's younger?
She's your year. She's a junior in college. She's in nursing school.
Oh my gosh, she's my age?
Are you dumb?
I thought she was older.
You thought I was a younger sibling? Do I put off younger sibling energy?
No, but I'm
You probably
confused.
do.
No.
So, how would you like to respond to those 3?
How would you like to clarify?
yeah. Let me clarify this.
Yes.
All right. Max. Max, I love you too.
Oh, he remembered that first part. I didn't.
Okay. With computer science, I came into college. Okay, so in high school, I did a lot of engineering classes, and I really liked engineering. And I took computer science my senior year, right? And when you apply to college, it's fall. I was not very far into computer science class, but I knew how much money computer science field
Hey,
made.
that's what I like to
Right?
hear, my boy.
So I applied when I was looking at colleges junior year. I was looking for electrical engineering and mechanical engineering. But when I started applying, I'm like, yeah, whatever, CS. So I didn't know much about CS when I was like applying for college.
Yeah.
And then I got to college, and CS was hard, and I was not good at it.
Especially at BU. Like, I don't know what it is, but their introductory CS classes are apparently really bad.
Yeah, the first one
Because
I
you
took
heard
was a
it
weed
from
out
me.
class.
No, I had a roommate who was a CS major.
Okay.
Yeah, like CS 131 was the first one I took, and that was a weed out class, and that was really hard. Like,
But you took that's the first one?
yeah, because I skipped a class.
111.
I skipped 111 to take 112. I don't know if 131 was the first class you're supposed to take or not. But
What he did?
I took it, right? And like you go from high school and like me personally, I did pretty well in high school, right? And then all of a sudden I got a C plus in this class. That was the most humbling thing ever. And I'm like, I don't like CS, but I'm really stubborn. So I'm like, I'm not transferring. I'm gonna see this one through, which is so dumb. Who am I seeing it through for? And that's why I went to study abroad in China, because I'm like, I need a break.
Okay.
And I'm like, maybe when I come back from China, I'll like CS. And
Wait, really? That
was my mindset. Yeah. I'm like, I really like Chinese right now, and because I had to take Chinese class when I first
thought
started
your
BU.
mindset would be when I come back from China, I'll be able to change my major.
Oh no.
I'll be able to code in Chinese.
No. Oh, you're gonna love this. All right, so first of all, at BU for CAS, you have to take 4 semesters of a language, and I took Spanish in high school, and I'm like, I don't want to do that again. Right? I want to learn Chinese because I don't know how to speak Chinese, and I started really liking it, and I'm like, oh, if I do a study abroad program, I can use this for like minor credit, and I can have a minor. That seems fun, something besides CS just to take. And I really liked that, and that's why I studied abroad. And I remember at one point someone asked me, so what do you do for computer science, right? And I'm like, oh, let me show you. So I get my laptop, and I got Eclipse, I think it was, for Java.
Oh my god,
right?
I remember Eclipse.
And I'm like, oh, let me just show you this thing called Hello World, right? It's like an introductory program. It's an introductory thing that everyone who learns computer science learns, right? For any kind of language. It just prints out the words Hello World, just to get you to like understand it. I couldn't do it.
You didn't remember the syntax for it?
It just wouldn't work. I don't know what happened. Like it wouldn't compile or something. But like after one.
Oh, but the software sometimes crashes like that.
But like I should know, right? I took AP Computer Science Senior, and I spent a whole year in college studying computer science, and I couldn't write Hello World. And I just like stared at my computer, looked at the person. I'm like,
yeah, this is what I do.
I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. This is so bad. And then I got back to America, and then I got like a grade on a class that made me have to retake the class.
Oh.
So yeah, CS did not do better when I came back.
And you still didn't want to change.
No.
You didn't realize this when you couldn't do the Hello World?
I was like, I have 2 more months in China.
Oh.
Let's go to the clubs now.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's pretty funny.
It was.
That's a good story actually.
It was really funny. Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, so like, yeah, CS is not my passion. Like a lot of people have been coding since high school, like early high school, and like will code things in their free time, right? They'll think, oh, what do I need? Like I had this roommate who ordered Domino's all the time, right? And he had this one order he would do. He built an app on his phone. He would just press it, and it would order for him Domino's. That one order, send him to Miles. Like I don't think like that. I don't think, oh, what's gonna make my life easier?
Yeah, you're like
coding.
What's the coolest pizza I can make or something like that,
Yeah.
What is
what
the
about
oil?
variety?
What is the oil I'm gonna drizzle on my pizza today?
Always truffle oil.
He's a big fan of truffle oil.
I know.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, I don't think any CS job I would have would ever be my passion.
Yeah.
I've done projects that I thought were really interesting. Like, I did a data science project with, like, hate crime information, right? And I thought that was really interesting. And maybe data science would be the closest thing I would have to a passion, but I don't have enough experience in it, right?
I feel like my CS friends, they're not per se passionate about CS, but once they finish a really large project, they feel a sense of achievement.
Yeah.
That's what keeps them going.
But I feel like you could do that in a variety of different subjects, like.
So you can also do it in CS.
True, but when I finish this core project, I'm gonna have a very big sense of relief. Like, oh, I did that.
Is that achievement or relief?
Oh, achievement too. Yeah, achievement as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, I feel that sense of achievement and relief when I finish like coding stuff.
Does that scare you?
That I don't know, because I don't have an idea of what would be a occupation I have passion in, right? And if you don't have that, like, what's the point? You're not just gonna quit like you want, right?
Like
you keep saying
She's like,
wants me to do. Like, if I quit, then what, right? This job provides me like security and like I know where my food's coming from because this job, right? So until I find something, which I'm not actively searching for, I'm okay. I'm like very happy with what's going on. Like my life, I don't like work. I don't live to work. I work to live, right? Pretty sure that's like a
That
standard
was so
saying.
complicated. Holy smokes.
I thought it out so hard in my head before saying it.
Okay, so you just want something that you
Yeah, and I'm okay
Enjoy-
with that.
to some degree that gives you money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
That
know
sounds cool to me.
some people would rather have a job that they really love, but like, I like spending money.
I don't think you I don't think you'll ever get a job that you really love more than spending money.
Me personally, or in general for
In
people?
general.
Really? So my finance teacher is one of my favorite teachers I've had in the entirety of my college career.
Mhm.
And he was a investor. Investor in what? Bankrupt companies. So he would put a bunch of equity in a bankrupt company and make a bunch of money off of it. And the stories he tells me and the way he tells them to me is like so fascinating because he's so passionate about it. And he explained how like in college he was like on the law track. And he hated it. And in graduate school he decided to do a bachelor or a master's in finance. And he loved it so much. It was the best thing ever. And he, like, the way he talks about it, even now, like, 30 years later, I'm like, wow, that's, like, more passion for something that's, like, the passion I have for, like, video games or for, like, eating food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how that gets developed.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'll be honest, like, when I take classes, I'm going through the motions of taking the classes. I'm not like, oh my god, this is the class that I can't wait to go to every day, you know? It's kind of hard to do those sort of things. I feel like that's like a lucky hit, but I think it's also possible, right? And then there's always the people that give you the advice, like, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to be good at it. You know, they're like, don't even bother doing something you don't love because you won't go far.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, in reality, how much time does it take you to find that passion? And how much time is society willing to even give you, right? Let's say like Chris took a year to figure out what he really loves. But
That
during
would be
that
so
year,
funny.
you know, like how is he providing for himself? Like how is he financing his expenses? There's like, you know, like he has to at least work. And in this case, like, you know, working requires a 9 to 5, 5 days a week. It's a time consuming experience, right?
That just sounds so sad.
It is. I find it like that's something that I consider when I like think about my future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is like, the ideal, the goal is to hit your dream thing, your dream subject immediately,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now you're working, but you're working in whatever you enjoy. But I have talked to, when you work at companies as interns, you often interview employees there. And I don't think I've met anyone who's like said, oh, this is, you know, when I was out of college, I found my dream job. They're like, oh, I started in accounting. Oh, I started in consulting. Oh, I started as a banker and I hated it. And then I quit and now I'm here.
Oh, the quitting part.
Yeah. But they're like, oh, but
Oh, no,
you know, I
positive
have friends
reinforcement.
who are still in that to this day. 15 years later, they're still they're still grinding, but they don't enjoy it. And that, none of us really want that, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like you just gotta be fluid and just like have expectations, but there's always things that'll come up. Like for example, like getting this job. Like I was so set. I started looking at places in Virginia, and then I'm like, I'll just throw a couple like more applications and just interview here, but like no expectations, right? I already have a job. This will be just to get them over with. I'll just do these interviews,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I got this. Like I don't know. I think to be set on things doesn't really allow you to have freedom to explore other avenues and let things come as they come.
I completely
Is
agree.
that our one piece of
What?
You just pulled out Emmett. We were talking about Hire Brothers. Are you applying?
yes,
Is
of advice
Yeah.
for this episode?
it even advice, or is it more just like thoughts? Like advice would be like, how would you tackle that?
No, advice for people going into like an advisor mindset.
I guess you are out of all three of us, right, in the best position to give someone who's graduating college advice. What would that advice be?
Oh, it's to not look at other people and expect that to be you. I had a lot of friends who did really well,
Yeah.
and they got job offers like right off the bat or return offers from their internship, and that's not everyone. Like for that person saying like if you're not passionate and you won't go far, there's only so many CEO, there's only so many high up level, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta you like do the best you can and just enjoy the moment and just be happy because you might not be the CEO, you might not be the president. That's okay. Like things will happen and it'll be okay.
Eat food.
Eat a lot of food. If you can, truffle. Synthetic truffle's good too. Like truffle oil is not usually truffle. It's
Would
synthetic.
you recommend like finding a significant other?
If that's what you want. I feel like the people though who are like pushing too hard for it, and that's not, you won't be happy. Like things will happen. Don't push, like
Don't push.
don't be too stressed about things. That was something I get stressed pretty easy, so it was a lot of like stopping that and trying to think about other things and just being more to go with the flow. Yeah, stopping being stubborn. That's hard.
Stop being stubborn.
Stop being stubborn.
I can't. I'm so stubborn too. Like,
it
Play
seems like the
video
people that are
games.
always happy are the people who go with the flow. Like, sure, they might not always be happy, but like it makes it easier.
yeah, I will say like the two of us. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna consider you as. I mean, I'd somewhat.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. The existential crisis that occurs for a lot of college students doesn't happen for us. I don't know if you've had one.
For
I don't
example.
think so.
I feel like I've had a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've had one.
I've had a couple, especially when I was like, do I change majors? Do I, like, if I can't pass this class, I've thought, like, do I have to drop out? Like,
Oh.
yeah, early on.
Oh, for me? How can I not have those when I have conversations with my mom?
Oh, yeah, family things always,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I'm by myself, a lot of like I have a lot of friends who are like, oh, when I'm by myself and I'm in my thoughts, the only thing I can think about is what am I doing
Mm-hmm.
with my life? Like I'm not doing anything with my life.
Oh, I've never
That
had
never
that
comes to
thought.
my mind.
Me either.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, oh, you know, la-di-da-di-da-di, I'm doing this. Like, you know, like it's like a one track. There's nothing more than this one
You don't
track
give her
that
a
I'm
lot
thinking
of
of.
credit, do you?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like way less complicated. I don't have to like worry, you know. I don't have to stress. Not that I don't stress
Mm-hmm.
about things.
There are
but-
just so many other things to stress over.
yeah.
More specific things. Well, I think I've had a really good talk with Chris today.
Yeah. I think it was beginning was super random.
Yeah, a little
It
bit.
was all over the
Super
place.
random. But I think we got some really good stuff at the end.
Aw.
And we're really glad that you were able to come on one more time. Probably, we'll see you next week, the week after. who even knows at this point,
We'll
right?
probably see you
course.
next year.
Yeah,
Just a bike ride away.
yeah, bike ride
For
away.
the
That's-
next few years or whatever.
Yeah, that's adorable. Well, do you want to do the outro?
Yeah, again, you guys can follow us on Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, WTBUradio.org, and that's it.
Okay. That you're not gonna.
Oh, all at Chwang Vibes. Or you can follow me at tip__back or Henry at Henry Chang 314. And
Chris Chang 11 on Instagram.
oh,
Yeah. Finally, someone who just like is ready to plug. Usually we have to like choke our
This is my
guys,
second
like,
time
please,
here.
Please plug. You
I remember for Lily's episode, she's like, really? I have to do that?
Yeah. Well, once again, Chris, thank you so much. This
Thanks
was a
for
bit of a
having me.
longer episode,
yeah.
but I think it was.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you hopefully next week.
Stay warm.
Bye.